You know who has the best record in baseball right now?
No. Who?
The Yankees.
Mm.
You know who's leading the majors in home runs?
Who?
Aaron Judge.
Do you know who doesn't care?
You. I know, because you don't like good things. But did you hear what Major League Baseball has done?
What?
They have now started and opened the door to include all of the statistics from the Negro League.
They hadn't done that before?
No, they had not included that in Major League Baseball's records. And in so doing, Babe Ruth and Ty Cobb are now surpassed. The greatest hitter in baseball history is Josh Gibson, as it should be. If you don't know Josh Gibson, if you don't know the history of Major League Baseball, do yourself a favor. It's a beautiful sport.
Babe Ruth is ass. Hey, welcome back to our Stupid Reacts of Corbin. You can follow us on Instagram, Twitter for more juicy content. Thank you for your support on Patreon. Follow us with accounts. I saw a funny TikTok. It was if Babe Ruth was in today's and getting pitched at. And so he goes up to the plate and somebody throws and he's like, and they're like, strike. He hasn't even thrown it yet.
No, I've never understood that argument.
I have.
Really?
Fat ass, bad baseball player.
I don't understand why anybody would even talk about. You measure the greatness of people in anything based on who they were in the day. And then if their records are sustained for a long period of time, you start to measure and look at those things. But Babe Ruth couldn't play Major League Baseball today. No kidding.
Yeah, he can't because he sucks. Name one good thing that he did ever. Hey, welcome back to oh, we already did this. We're already involved. Today we got a...
oh, brother, where art thou?
An American director traveled to South India in the 1930s and 40s and became an icon before all the popular names you've heard. A good introduction to him is a documentary of his called An American in Madras, available on YouTube.
It's a documentary?
Yeah. If you are weird to jump right in away, here's the first look for the trailer. Okay, so this is a kind of a...
Trailer for a documentary.
That's a cool...
Theme
for a documentary.
Yeah.
Learn something new about Indian cinema.
And in case you're wondering, we have reviewed the documentary.
And we're back. The team is looking down the barrel of a 455.
We've actually reviewed two
Yeah, we have.
documentaries.
Docu-series.
Yeah, docu-series. That sound.
Duncan brought in what I'd like to describe to differentiate from what was going on, the Hollywood style.
He brought in the technique and overall
mise-en-scene.
Mise-en-scene.
Wow.
If Kamal finds him a revolutionary.
His shot division was certainly far superior. And I think that's because he understood the value of master shots, closer shots.
There's an almost Western perspective to the way he's presenting these things, the folk traditions and the rituals.
நம்ம கலாச்சாரம் தெரிஞ்சு டைரக்ட் பண்ணிருக்காரு. நல்லதுக்கு காலமில்லை நடப்பதெல்லாம் தனிப்பகிட்டு நல்லதுக்கு காலமில்லை சொல்லப்போனா வெட்கக்கேடு சொல்லப்போனா வெட்கக்கேடு எருமை கண்ணுக்குட்டி என்னெருமை கண்ணுக்குட்டி என்னெருமை கண்ணுக்குட்டி. You know, usually in the South, in those days, they used to address foreigners as master. But he was called Duncan Ayya.
பிடி சாபம். நீ எந்த புருஷன் தியானத்தில் என்னை அலட்சியம் செய்தாயோ அவன் உன்னை அடியோடு மறக்கட்டும்.
I'm interested.
Very.
First time I ever, I think, heard about him.
Me too.
At least in my recollection, maybe you guys, I'm sure plenty of you have brought up him. I'd be very interested in watching it as a piece of Indian cinema history.
Absolutely.
But I would love to also see some of his films as well first. And that's what we use Classic Month for, right? Is to try to get into some of the things that kind of influence what's going on today, especially if a lot of the greats of Indian cinema, it looks like he did South specifically. So maybe Tamil was it more of his thing. But if he influenced so many people and the way a lot of Indian cinema was done after, that'd be really interesting to see.
Very. Deeply, deeply interested in that. And yeah, I have no recollection of been shown anything about him. It seems entirely new in regard to this man's contribution to Indian cinema.
What do you guys think about this man? It was funny. I just yesterday on Twitter, which apparently Elon might change it back to Twitter.
Really?
He's been asking on Twitter. I don't follow him, but it pops up on my feed because he's egotistical like that. But he's asked multiple times, should we change it? Or do you still, what do you call it? X or Twitter? Blah, blah, blah.
Nobody calls it X.
Nobody calls it X. And that's like, he put up polls. It's like 98% says, yeah, I still call it Twitter. So recognize your failure again. But anyways, I asked, I said, who do you think is the most famous white person in Indian cinema history for good reasons? So eliminating Winston Churchill.
Oh, my stars.
Yeah.
No, for good reasons.
Yeah, for good reasons. And not like people that actually had an impact on India. So like whatever the United States president cannot be included. So like people that actually had an impact.
On the art form.
No, just in general.
Oh.
All through, for politics. For
what white person had the biggest impact on India?
No, maybe not. That wasn't the question.
Because you got to put Churchill back in there.
For good reasons. That's what I said, for good reasons.
Okay, for good reasons.
But it's most famous white person ever. So a lot of people said there's cricketers that are very famous. That I 100% believe that. There's an old white actor named Tom Alter. He'd be one. But it was really interesting. So maybe some of you said this man as well. But that's an interesting question. Not something that I don't think we can say.
No. We'd be wrong.
Somebody said Michael Jackson. I was like, he wasn't white.
Did they really?
Yeah, I don't know if they were joking or not. But it could be a pop person like that, obviously.
I know. David Hasselhoff.
No, I don't think they know who that is. Yeah. And somebody said Dwayne The Rock Johnson. I was like, guys, I think you need to know what white is.
One of the people I think
Anglo-Saxon.
Many of them would say. I think some of our directors clearly and actors have shaped cinema for sure, even though they've never maybe even set foot in India. But
like Steven Spielberg's of the world.
Right? Yeah. Al Pacino's.
Yeah.
Because whenever we talk to any filmmakers, and particularly actors, they always talk about, we don't even need to specify American. They'll just say, who are some of the actors you loved watching growing up? And so, but that's an interesting question. And how many of you, this man is completely unfamiliar to you too?
Somebody said Johnny Sins. There's a cricketer, whoever this cricketer is, that guy, a lot of people said is a very good answer. Tom Alter. There's a Colonel John Pennycuck. It's a British engineer. He said he's one of the good ones. He engineered bridges and did a lot for Tamil Nadu, apparently. That's good to hear. There's a lot of people I've not heard of. No, but a lot of people say this Colonel, though. So, say his name. Colonel Pennycuck.
That's what I would say. Pennycuck.
It's a funny name.
It's a funny name.
Tom Cruise. Yeah, if you include those people as Mother Teresa, I don't think she was.
No, goodness gracious, no. Americans, that's like a Winston Churchill thing. In America, you mention Mother Teresa and they think, oh, saintly, good, she helped the poor. Ask the folks in Calcutta.
Robert Downey Jr. Yeah, Yeah, there's a bunch of different. What do you Johnny Sins? Somebody said Johnny Sins. Somebody said Corbin and Rick, and I said they're not white.
No.
Why would you think I was white?
We're Martian.
I am pale. Not white. I am pasty. Pasty is tasty. That's what I always say.
Great shirt. You should wear that shirt. Pasty is, it should be a tank top, and you should wear it to the beach.
Pasty is tasty.
Pasty is tasty.
I've said that for years.
Yeah.
Pasty is tasty, baby. I am pasty and I am tasty.
So much flavor.
Anyways, let us know if you've seen this documentary. It should be our next document. I'm very interested to learn about this man.
Yeah.
His contribution to Indian cinema, specifically South Indian cinema.
Yeah.
Especially if Kamal,
Right.
the guy that has had so much impact. He might be the person, I know we were talking about Tamil specifically, that's had the biggest impact on Tamil cinema all through, not just acting, but just technical direction, writing, acting, maybe even Indian cinema.
So many firsts were done in Indian cinema through that man.
Yeah.
Not just South.
So if he thinks
Indian cinema.
So if he thinks this man was one of the revolutionaries,
Yeah.
then that's saying a lot.
Yeah.
At least to me. You guys let us know anything else we need to know, and which some of his films that we should watch.
Yeah.
Please, are they available at all with subtitles? Let us know.
Juice!